How you doing? There we go. Hello, everybody. Ugh. Oh yeah, I forgot to make some to clean up stuff before I end the stream last time. Let me do that real quick. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, Tuggo, in the last stream, you were like, please don't let them hurt me anymore. You were freaking like crying. Felt bad. Oh wait, you're not here yet, are you? Should I get that? Oh, should I? Yeah. Sure. Oh, I see people are very hungry for some reason. The grass time. Freaking Valerie, why are you freaking mean now? You did this, chat. Why'd you do that? Oh, what quest was it? Shit! Okay, well, time to do something. Time to do sermon. That could have been horrible. If I've already done it, that would have been bad. Oh, that's not what I don't want to do ritual. Ritual. Get your happiness up. I could also, That's interesting. Money. Bring back the flower. Ooh, we bringing him back. Who we bringing back? Who we bringing back? We could do Toby. We could do Shiloh. We could do Shiloh. That doesn't blow up. Get back in here, Shiloh. Welcome back. Do you have anyone old here? Do we have anyone who's old? No, we do not have anyone who's old. Okay, who will be my disciple? Because I can do that. Get stuff back. Oh, Taggo's already a disciple. Never mind, we'll wait on that then. Take this stuff. Oh wait, is Twitch stuff on? It's not. Good thing I checked that. Connect my game. Okay, now it's connected. It connected. Oh, and Clitorium is not responding for some reason. Why isn't it responding? Really gonna do this to me, game? You're really gonna do this to me, huh? Really? Well, fuck you then. I have to close it. Really, Cult of the Lamb? You gotta do this to me? Okay, it says save. That's annoying. Let's open it back up and all that crap. Yeah, I know. You're a mess of bitch, I get it. Twitch integration, don't crash this time. That would be very much appreciated if you would not crash. Hey, it didn't crash this fucking time. I think. I should have connected. Why didn't no connect? Okay, it did connect. And I would have to do this again, I guess. What the fucking ever. Back here, go. Yeah. Crypt. I'm pressing. What? Crypt. Oh, Crypt 2, that's why. That's why. That's why I wasn't able to do anything. I'm stupid. I'm stupid! Get some food for everyone. Okay, now let's do a sermon. And then let's resurrect this child again because. Get back in here, Zashiela. Wait. I definitely pressed the wrong ritual, I guess. It's this one. Get back in here, Zashiela. Oh, come on! Is it a zombie this time? Well, no matter. I can just use the healing bay. I'm pretty sure I have enough. Yeah, you are not evil, Shayla. You know that. Don't let Eos control you. Oh, what the hell? Oh, yeah, the quest. Forgot about the quest. Forgot about the quest. Forgot about the quest. Shit. Bonfire tool, save me. Be happy. Fine, I'll get another disciple, I guess. It's an easy thing to get. Are you gonna also be a disciple? That would be nice, Valerie, now. Okay. Rainbow. Why did I get that? Okay. Oh. You guys the most right now. Just gonna do Amy. Time to be trash. Oh. That was actually pretty decent. Damn. Give me that. Forget what you do with Sin for some reason. What have you done to Shyla? Communicating with Sin? Okay. Okay, what was I gonna do? Forget. I remember I wanted to do something, but I forget what. Oh, that's one of the morgues. I forgot about the morgue. The crypt, son. Let's get crypt 2. I need more gold bars. And more gold bars! Okay, yeah, more gold bars here. Okay, so wood. Stone. And gold bars. Dang, what do you mean? What do you mean? Don't be mean. Wait, where is it? I'm stupid. Where'd I put it again? I'm stupid, if you can't tell. Where'd I put the morgue? Oh, where'd I put it? I'm forgetting already. What was that? Fish? Fish! Oh wait, you won't be able to see it, because it's just squares in the ground. Okay, where did I put the morgue? I'm feeling dumb right now. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? What the hell? Okay, what the hell? I'm getting awfully confused now. I don't know. Oh, no. I am actually confused. Oh, it's right here. There it is. I was like, couldn't find it. I'm like, where's the morgue? Or the crypt? It was right there. Wait, can I use the leader tent now? Am I tired now? I'm not tired enough. How'd you get tired enough? Don't make frickin' sense. Okay, sorry, I'm going to dig up some bodies, sorry. Move them to the crypt, okay? Here we go. Theodore, get out of here. Wait, I can move through blocks with this, wait, huh? I can just, oh, what? Wait, can I move through this? Okay, no I can't. I'm like, that's trippy. Sorry, Tago. I'm scared. Can't get up here. That, I'm gonna take this. Thank you very much. I'm gonna get these real quick. What was that? I can just zoom out with Y? I didn't realize that. I realize that shared houses are way better since I don't have the patience to collect them. This stuff. I'll do that for, I'll run that for frickin' next thing, next way through. I don't care, shut up. Food. Oh, that's not good. Need some grass. Big time. Yeah, that helps. There we go, that helps. Okay, let's get the sermon to get people's happiness up. Faith, I guess. Not happiness, but... Oh yeah, I can get upgrade the temple now. Icon 3. Oh, crystal. Nice. Ooh. That's cool. Look at aesthetic of nature. Looks nice. Damn, that looks so nice. Oh my god, that looks so beautiful. Oh, I see. White, red. Oh. Yay, Twitch chat, be nice, please. Crypt 3. All followers have fallen asleep. Well, fuck you then. Wait, if they're asleep, they won't get mortified. What? They are asleep. Bullshit. I call bullshit. I thought. Wait, they didn't fall asleep? I thought I said all followers falling asleep, but I guess they didn't. Whatever. I guess. I don't freaking know anymore. Okay, can I upgrade the crypts already, or Yeah, that's what I thought. Need more gold bars. Grapes. Well, there's my gold bars. 3. Oh. I want to build, yeah. Oh, what do you want, Bat? I'll be there soon. Just wait. I hear you. Shut up. I know. What do you want? I just... Okay, I can do it soon. Just not yet. It's on half cooldown. I can wait. I got time. Get up, Sadie. Okay, food time. I'm gonna do... I want to vomit. I do some of this. Food for y'all. Okay, well, it's nighttime. I'll go, and, do a thing. Do a thing. Very English. So, I have to go to Darkwood again. There's a... I guess there's an eye or something I have to find. Eye of Leshy. Bomb, 5 fervor. A lot of fervor. Okay, got it. Godly axe! Haha! Nice. Get fucked. One shot. You're getting one shot. Ow. Oh my god, I'm stupid. Really thought I would strike something go for me. Get shit on! Get shit on! Ooh, that was actually kind of close. Apparently I need to find the Eye of Leshy. Maybe this way. Die worm and die thing. Ow. Frickin' frickin' spike worm. Spiky worm, I hate it. Shit, man. You can be better than that. Oh, I wanna go back. I wanna go back. Shit, fuck, go back. A meme. Building that. That's decent. Okay. Oh, is that the eye? Is that the eye quest? Yeah, it is. Eye of Leshy. Orbiting eyes that damages enemies in no contact. See no evil. Yay! Heart. Oh, how's this full? I want blue hearts. Oh, blue hearts. Yay. Okay, we got this guy, ooh. We got some camellias. Pray to the red crown. Your possessions will follow you through death, yay. Boss time! Who we facing? Who we fighting? We have a good amount of points. I think I can... I don't think I need to skip. And we have an axe, so like, that helps too. Or a godly axe, not just an axe. No, not just a regular axe, a godly one. That's just funny. Freaking die. The weapon, I do not care. Yeah, I do not care about the necromantic sword. Sorry. And oh, 2 gifts. Nice. Ooh, godly hammer. I go from a godly axe to a godly hammer. Bam, that's crazy. I'll take it. Sure, why not? Damn. Damn, that's crazy. Damn, that's crazy. Okay, boss time. Witness Agarus 2. I'm going to... Bop. 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 Okay, shut the fuck up. Shut up! Shut up! Stupid thing! Oh my god, I hate those things so much. Okay, I can't be that bad. Holy shit, okay. Lock in, Nick. What are you doing? Okay. That was way closer than it needed to be. Holy crap. Okay. Well, that's done. Small gift, I guess. Your bones. I have the witness. Wait, what do I need more? I have the witness. I just need God tears. Crusade. Oh. Yeah, I'm not ready. I don't have much health. Sorry. I'm not ready. Melody's over in the corner. How are you there? What? Melody, how did you get there? How? How are you there? You are floating. Melody, you are floating. Are you okay? Are you okay, Melody? I don't think you are. Oh, and she's just clipping through blocks. Okay, got it. Interesting. Hey, Wishy. You have it! I feel a presence of a relic in my flesh. Be its caretaker for now. Something may yet be done. Okay. You're welcome, Wishy. Oh, and now they're all asleep. Okay, whatever. Whatever, I don't really care. Get food for the next few... What? Is a missionary done? Oh, I don't have a missionary. Okay, who has a 100% chance to get bones? Ellie's a 92%. I don't want to do it. Ellie's elderly? Just bet you can go. Aeos! Aeos, that is your animator! No! Aeos, why do you have beef with Tago? Why, Aeos? Do you not want to be animated? That happened last stream too. Why is it always him? Okay, what did they want to do? Wait, I gotta check my quest real quick. Swear I had another quest. How do I check my quests again? Shit, how do I check my quests? Controls, quests, track quest. Oh. Oh, I guess I don't have a quest. Thought I would, but I guess I don't. Okay, time to resurrect someone. Who we bringing back? Who we bringing back? Pacheco, get back in here. You know I'm doing Pacheco. Easy choice. Welcome back. And I want to ascend Ellie, because she old. Level up. I might give some gifts to Leshy once we done. Guess we'll do it in the morning. Oh, did you die? Oh! You actually returned and didn't die. Nice. Well, you tired. You go to sleep. Sleep? Where's the sleep option? Hello? Who's there? Oh, wait. Was I alone in a Discord server too long? No? Someone was in my VC. Who in my VC? Who in my VC? I accidentally open up CapCut for some reason. Inspired by mission trait. What is oh my god! Look at all the traits! Okay. All actions of other followers will be awesome. Nice. Yeah, go to sleep now. Okay. That done. How do I... Oh, I can sleep now. I can sleep for once. Yay. So we finally used the leader trait. Okay, where's Leshy? Leshy, I want to give you a bunch of gifts. I have to give 12 large gifts. We'll be up to level 4 at least. Give Camellia, what does that mean?
I know that smell, the red flowers, blooming eternally, even when I was merely a burrower. Through the dirt I would wait until one day I found a crown, or perhaps it found me. Go away, lamb!
That's deep. Num num. I'll give a small gift here. Level 4, yay. Okay, who do... Don't really want to make that stuff. Just gonna make outhouse too. I need crystal freaking shards. Make fully collects. Welcome, fully collects. Okay, now it's time to go back to that one area. Frickin' Anura. And face Hecate again. I frickin' hate Hecate. Frickin' hate Hecate, and I'm scared to see what it'll be. Okay, that's really good. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. Just bop. Ow. Well, fuck you then. Oh my god, I am fucking stupid. I did not think it would actually hit me. I should not have taken the gauntlets. I really should not have taken the gauntlets. Just dodge around everywhere. Frog. Frog die. Die, frog. Sword? 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 Oh. I'm pretty sure that's just, like, do I do no damage with that? Got a big gift. Okay, that's cool, I guess. A relic shop. Do a relic shop. Get a better thing. Ooh, that's pretty good. I will take that. Mine. Blue heart. Aw, just damaging. Did that even damage? Oh, it made me invincible. I thought it was damage based on. Oh shit, not this area. Ugh! I don't like that. Weapon? Weapon, please? Oh. I want weapon, not freaking relics. Oh, what? I got a bow on that. Going this way. No. No, I don't want that. I don't think I want that. Oh, shit! A big boy. Yeah, I need a new weapon, please. Be very appreciated. How do you go through blocks there? Blue heart, yes. Okay, that's good. Weapon, please. Weapons! Merciless sword? We'll take it, I think. No, Godly dagger, I think, actually. I guess that has shorter range, but it does a lot more damage. Oh, that was just stupid. That wasn't even the dagger's fault. Ooh, okay. Hearts, yes. Hearts for me, please. Yay. Boss time! Where's the last one? I was like, I heard you. I heard you. Not getting me like that. Oh, come on, Twitch chat. Why is it always negative? I just used my thing, and it made me go into an attack. That's... What? I call bullshit on that. Oh wait, I should have just said no. I don't know. Hearts, please. Don't feel safe going into a 3 HP. Oh. A tree? Oh, give me black hearts. That's nice. That is really nice. Seraphim's old. Aw. Yes. Okay. I think we're just gonna go into the boss fight here. I don't want to risk Zephyr 2. I'm gonna take these. Oh, what the hell? How does that work? Ah. Okay. That's what happens when I walk in. And actually pay attention to the projectiles. Got it. Yeah, that's how you fucking do it. That's how you fucking do it, chat. When I walk in, I'm actually good at the game. That's some evidence of that, I guess. However, when I don't walk in, I'm utterly trash, as you also saw. Okay. Got a god tier, so that's nice. And Melody is in a block now. Why are you in a block? Melody, are you okay? Do you need help? Ah! Why? Melody, why? You're freaking me out here. Ugh. Man. Melody, why? It scared me. Okay, time to ascend Ellie. Or, no, it's Seraphim. First we sermon. Where's Ellie? Oh, we're surfing. Okay. Yay. Okay, now that's done. Cook up some more hearty meat broth. Hello, Joshua. How are you doing? I'm gonna do this with the Shiloh. I guess we already have. Okay, dancing time. I'm horrible at rhythm games, if you didn't know. Dang, perfect! I'm surprised I actually got that. Wow. Okay. Well then. Let me have that, please. Back to work. Stop Shiloh. I can also get some drinks going. Ooh, that looks interesting. We need to go gambling today, boys. Oh, first we have to open the drink house. We going gambling today, boys. Oh, stone mines are. When did these break? Okay, fuck you. Okay. Thank you. Someone join my someone in my VC. No, okay. That's got many people who are befuddled, and because of that, I have to send them to bed. Send to bed. Send. Oh. Oh, wait, you're not the one who's. I get it. You want to stay awake, but it's not a good idea to mess with Eos. I get you're all mad. Respectfully, shut the fuck up, though. And second, I am going to make you happy now. You will be happy. Bonfire ritual. You're still slightly unhappy, huh? Really? Guess I can get him disabled. That'll help. That'll help with their problems. And in particular, will be a disciple. Because he technically kind of is. He's someone I created and created for a series, so. Now y'all happy. Okay, repair the wood yards. Wood number yards, I don't know. Oh, what do you want, Harp? Hey, Lita, you know when I met you, I thought you were super scary, but you know what? You're cool. Thank you. That's it? Okay. Got it. Okay. shit, time to get a new thing. Whatever. Guess I can get Healing Bay too? I guess I didn't have it. Probably didn't. Healing Bay 2. Build that shit. Oh, did he die or not? Let's see. Successfully! 46 bones. Thank you. And now... Okay, you go to sleep. I agree. Okay, who has... at least... I want to have at least a 90% chance. E5 will work. Perry, you're going. You're going on a bone quest. And then we have another person I want to put on a bone quest. You can go on a bone quest, you're at 89. Bye. You're going to sleep, right, Despot? Just make sure. Oh, no, you're not. Okay. Well, now you're going to sleep. I don't want to open the drink house yet. I want to wait till I'm back from my oh yeah, God tier. I forgot about that.
I recall Lessie. Pride to yourself, he was the last to bargain with me. Adept he was. He rose quickly to the challenges of godhood. Aided by his siblings, many were drawn to his chaotic ways. God tier. It's time to go gambling! What are we gonna get? Commandment Stone? I don't think we need that though. Oh, Forgotten Commandment Stones. Ah, that's really good actually. Wow. That's pretty good. Well met, Infant God. Infant God? Ayo. Okay. Let's go gambling twice. Another Forgotten Commandment Stone. Nice. Okay. Time to go back to Hecate Land. Hate you, Hecate. Hate you a lot. I'm gonna heck you up. Kill ya. Okay, I need a better thing than that. Horizontal resources. Okay, I'm just gonna resummon that. Yeah. Well, I win! I win! Godly Blunderbuss! Okay! Well, I think I win. Oh, not those things. I hate those fly things. A lot. Oh, why? I just noticed all my things are being put. Oh, yeah, I had one of my guys was. Leader, I'm scared. There's so many monsters out here. But I'll finish my mission and make you proud. You better. You better. You fucking better. Yeah, I knew you were there. Get sniped, bro. I said sit back and wait for them to die. Man, I love the blunderbuss and poison effects. So freaking OP. Oh, I don't like that. Be wary of the green frogs. They are very evil.
I just dodged into that. I'm fucking stupid. Okay, well that's done. Good. Don't like the archer. Okay, that was just stupid of me. Wow. I don't like archers. So I appreciate if you leave me be, archers. Okay, what was that? Relic? Corn and Terra deal damage. I'll take it. Follower. I do need poop. Sorry. There you go. But I do need it. So, guess I'll go this way. I like the little face. Angie. Angie lamb. Give me something good, Twitch chat, or else I'll be upset. Chest strut food, not gold. We'll take it. Enemies have been possessed. Dang. Nice. Okay. Nice. Take it. We'll take it. Crab. I got crab. Ah, come on. Oh, what we got here? Take that. I haven't done that one, I don't think yet. I haven't seen that. Wow. But no, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Respectfully, actually, I'm not disrespectfully. Get the fuck out. I'm not even gonna say respectfully at this point. Get the fuck out. Out of my sight. Here, and it's time for boss room. Okay, that was it. I don't know if I thought I'd get more, but okay. Boss room! It's time to lock the fuck in. If it's a gun, I don't care. So just do that. Ooh, that was close. Oh, not these things. Not these things. No. You are not summoning your things. Okay. Okay, boss time. Boss time. Okay. Elagashi. I really don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. Not those things. Shit, shit, shit. Shit! Okay. Okay, I can sacrifice someone. Who do I want to sacrifice? Oh shit. Deathbat, I guess. We don't need that much HP, so Deathbat, you're gone. Bye-bye. So unfortunately, I had to sacrifice Deathbat for that, but whatever. It's done. Okay. Whew. God tier obtained. That's the important thing. Okay, sermon time. possessions. What has my dog done? Really? Huh. Oh, a Tago here. Oh, drunk. Send the important people to bed, and then the rest can stay befuddled. Because I think I have enough bones for a, fire ritual. Or not, I guess I don't. Okay. She's doing a feast in her soul. That'll work, I guess. Nom nom. Please give me something good, Twitch chat. I can't really handle that much more bad things. I can already upgrade Icon. Icon 4! Oh, thank you for making... Oh my god. I can just go... I'm in the void! Oh my god, I'm in the void! Oh my god! What the hell? Huh. So now I know what Melody was thinking. How do I get out? Can I get out? Can I? I'm trapped. I'm trapped now. Okay. Well. Main menu. Have to pay the main menu tax for that, I guess. That was something. Level up. Join Inspiration Max. Okay. Well, we can get... Oh, yeah, I see now. Okay. I want to get a demonic summoning circle, so I have not done that yet. Oh, Eos is old. Oh, I see stuff did not save. That's sad. I don't think, at least. Yeah, we're doing that. One's pretty good. Need to ascend Eos, cause he old. Dang, that's a lot of level ups. Damn. I think I can ascend someone too. Yeah, I don't have enough bones for that. I'm gonna just kill Eos and then bring him back. Who else do we have that I should do? You get Jackson Shenanigans back again. That would be fun. Yeah, let's get some Jackson Shenanigans back. To make people happy somehow. Oh, Melody, what do you want? Poem? What is it? Yeah, I wrote a poem. Fear once common, world once torn, till the air of the lamb did dawn. That's not bad, not that bad. What is it, Leshy?
Lamb, there's something I must ask of you. Darkwood, I want to feel the fresh air there. Smell the blooming flowers, my temple once it was. Behold my route, convert me into a demon and take my temple to my temple in Darkwood. I can do that. How do I do that? Oh yeah, I have to make a demonic summoning circle to build that. Huh. That's actually a very interesting thing. So how does that work?
that bad? Oh, it skips time. I see why that does now. Oh, Jax is scared now. Poor Jax. Poor Jax. Oh, I feel bad. First he gets stuck in the circus, now he's in a cult. Guess I'm going back to Darkwood again. I don't really want to. What do we got, Lishy? Oh no, I hate not that dagger. That's pretty good. But that is not. I guess we'll take it. Oh, you get all three. I see. That's kind of cool. Oh my god. Shields are like not good with this. No, not shielded enemies. Okay, please stop. This hammer is like worthless, this fucking area. Against shield enemies. Charge attack is so freaking bad. Nope. Man, that's just wow. What a gift, dang. Yes, I got the shield down. Okay, that was the big thing. Shit! Oh my god. So slow! Only good, like, godly or frickin' other hammers are worth it. Only godly or the frickin' critical hit ones are worth it. Go this way. Oh, I have to go. Oh, wow. Lots of chests. Nice. Dang, so many gifts. Shit. Hold them! Let me enjoy Darkwood for as long as amiable. Do not use the portal. Okay, got it. Fucking hell, man. Hearts, please. Very much appreciated. Holy crap, this area is dangerous. Got it, nice. I just need hearts, please. That would be very much appreciated. I think I already said that, though. Oh my god. Wait, what? Shield? Didn't break? I need hearts, please. Please, I don't want to die. Tago's old, I guess. Really? They're gonna do that to me, huh? Okay, wow. Give me fucking hearts! I don't need all the gifts! Please! Please. Please, hearts! Oh my god! I really don't think that will be any better than this. Hearts, please! Oh my god! Yes, thank you. But it's kind of too late. Still only on 1.5. I'll take more, please, though. Yes, thank you, hearts. Oh, what the hell? No, I'm not sacrificing my health. No, 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 I do not have enough of it. Yes, more health. Yes. The Spicy Temple? Hey, Lishy. Ah, Darkwood. I did not know the extent of Narinda's plot, nor ours to stop him. I prefer chaos to plans and schemes. I was blind to it all, huh? My relic, Lamb, I will give it back. Let us be cleansed of this. Ah, my sight might still be lost, but I am renewed. Thank you, Lamb. Yay. Nice. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Holy shit, why is everyone so unhappy? Why the hell is everyone so unhappy? What the hell? Oh, that's not good. Have to make some food. Eggs? I did, oh eater, yay, bones. 55 bones, nice. Yay, Perry also did it, 40 bones. Go sleep now. And you go sleep now. Is this? Bone decorations? Whatever. Go sleep, Lushy. I'm sorry, Jax. The trees have grown. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, the melody. Nice, perfect. Okay, I guess we're doing the happiness. Freaking. Well, I'm gonna wait till those other were happy. Good. Oh, you're going 5. Tag goes old, huh? Pet. Nice! Thank you, Twitch chat. Choppa, choppa, choppa. Okay. I want to ascend Tago and then bring him back, basically. Immediately. Each 107. Damn, that's a lot of coins. How much coins is that? Now we're gonna bring him back immediately. I want to give you a new gift. I guess now it's time to go on another quest. Actually, yeah, let's go on another quest. Into Hecate Land. Freaking Hecate. You know, I haven't faced Hecate yet. That's pretty good. Take a hammer. Guess. It's Bane, so it's good enough. Oh, lag. What the hell? Okay, wow. Bruh. Oh, hi. Mushrooms, where are you? I hear you called a Sozo. Ah, Mushroom! Mushroom the size of the land. Mushroom, remember when we met Sozo? Sozo had friends, followers, family. Now Sozo has mushrooms. This is better. Is this better? Ha 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 ha. Noted, I guess. Damn, that was a kill. That was one big swing. I have to kill that guy immediately. 'Cause I hate the frickin' fly things. Okay, that's nice. Hate those frickin' things. Frickin' flies. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Oh my god, Nick, what are you doing? You need to be better than that. No! could have been better.
That hit me, are you kidding me?
Spiders? Yes, Merciless Hammer. That's what we wanted. If you want a hammer, that's the one you want. Yes, blue hearts. Oh my god! I have 10 hearts! Are you kidding me? I have 10! How do you do that? 10 fucking hearts? Oh, it's you. Yo, you. Get the fuck back here. Get fucking back here. Thank you. Yeah, I don't care. I already have the, Merciless Hammer. Oh, what? Okay, don't be too careless now, Nick. Don't be too careless. We'll just here as still relatively good. If you're just playing around, they can't kill you. Oh no, not you. How'd that not hit? I'd like to call bullshit on that. Oh my god. That cost me so much extra health that I needed to be. Oh no, there's so many shielded enemies. No. How the hell? Why is it not working? You kidding me? Oh my god! That is so, like, infuriating. I lost all of that, those hearts, because of those fucking shields. I swear, if that hit me, I would have been pissed. Oh my fucking god! I'm gonna lose the boss battle because of this. Are you kidding me? There's not really much room for hearts. Here we go. Gujin. No. Oh! Okay, that got way too close. That got way too close. Oh my god. Well. Well. That's done. Oh my god. Oh. Hammers are just horrible for windshield monsters. Man! I actually kind of felt that in there. Okay, compost. Okay, open that up. Oh, doing Tender's Vest, that's cool. I forget, how do you get like the sewing thing? Did none of them get the special building? Send you to bed and send fully clothes. The rest can stay fuddled. Bring someone back. I'm gonna bring Ao, Seraphim, Ellie. I think we gotta do Aos. Even though he's a jerk, I know. And we're looking for Firetool. No. Sorry, no. I'm watching y'all. I'm watching y'all. No. Not happening. Not happening. No. I'm watching y'all. None of them really get any traits. That's upsetting. The whole reason I've been doing that is I want to get random traits. I want to go gambling. Apparently, it doesn't matter. That'd be fast. It would be faster there. Okay, I'm gonna do a god tier gambling. Oh, why is it so red? Holy fuck, what is going on here? Infant god, you really think yourself worthy of my realm? Oh, I see. I can't go past there. Do not act a fool. God may not be foolish. Okay. I see. I can't go that way. Whatever. Okay, we got a Forgotten Doctrine. That's good. If I keep going, what happens? Oh, it's just that over and over. Okay, whatever. People are so unhappy. Why? Why are people getting unhappy? It's annoying. Twitch chat, please be nice. I can't really handle that much bad things right now. My dog's old. Sustenance. Guess we're gonna do that. This is level 4. Send my doggo. Okay. Nice. Faith has been increased. Thank you, Twitch chat. This time. Okay, back to Anura. Last one. Some things. That's a gun. That's pretty good, actually. Take it. Celis, okay. Oh, what is this? Oh, what a hideous creature! That's very rude. Ah, I can talk! Oh, I can kill them. Oh. You can kill the hideous creatures, apparently. How did I get hit by that? Kidding me? Oh, I thought it was to push back when I'm stupid. I'm gonna take the short route. Nice. Oh my god, Nick. Don't be an idiot. I know you want to be, because you are, kind of, but don't be an extra idiot. No! Not these things! Fucking things! I hate those things so much. They scare me. Ah, oh my god, Nick. Come on. Now I need to get some health back. Whew. Yeah, I'll take that. We face Hecate again. Or is it now? Holy crap, that's a big guy. Guy's huge. That was stupid. Holy fuck! Why are there so many? Why are there so many? Blue heart, that'll work. Time to face Hackett again. Okay.
Vile sneering wing puppet, I will destroy you again and again!
Try me, bitch.
Yeah! Bye, Hackett.
Aha. That's a lot of god tears. It's 3 god tears? That's nice.
By a lamb may we live, and in time by a lamb may we die.
That's ominous. Valerie's old, apparently. Okay. Let's send her then. Oh, we can't. Okay, that's... Well, that's something. Can bring someone back, though. Bring back my dog. My dog must have returned. Food. One of those. Y'all build that. I'm gonna go gamble real quick. Got here. Gambling. Tarot card. What do we get? Ooh. Oh, hello. Who is it? Hello, Dede. I am streaming Cults of the Lamb on my YouTube and Twitch right now. Where's Discord audio? Make sure it's on the right one. Bro, you silent right now, just so you know. I cannot hear you. Other gods here. Was that one of the pieces? Yeah. Okay, need one more of those, and then got to your 3. I don't want that pendant. Oh, okay, commandment stone. Okay, fine. I want to play also Knucklebones, because that's also a thing that Twitch chat allowed me to get luckier on, so I want to do that, take advantage of it.
Hello.
Hello! You picked a really bad time. I was about to end stream. After I just do this one game of Knucklebones.
That's alright.
Okay. 4. Okay. What do I get? 6. Wow. I was. Oh, well, that's great. That's okay. I'll take that. Another 4. We don't get a 4. Thank you. That's good. Get that 3 out of there. Why not? I can't get a 4 soon. That's not good. Oh, hell. Game buggy. Why game bug? Let's try that again, I guess. Just bugging. Game bugged for some reason. I'm worried I might not be lucky as lucky now. That's upsetting. 2. There. Oh, okay. I guess.
Excuse me.
Yes. Nice. That's great.
Yeah, I had not talked to you in quite a while. How have you been?
Yeah. Good. Been busy at work and stuff. Haven't streamed that much in the past past month or so. Yes, I win! Yay, I win against for me. Okay. You got lucky, take this now. Rematch, or are you a coward? Okay, tarot card. What do I get? Strength listen for thorough soy punch. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. Yep, that's an achievement. Defeat all Knucklebones Arena. Play Knucklebones with your followers. If that you win, they gain loyalty. If you lose, they gain nothing. So just free money. Free loyalty. That's actually pretty good. Damn, nice. I see you. Finally decided to join the big leagues? No. No, I don't think so. No. Really don't want to join.
My PNG tuber right quick.
What?
I'm having to set something up right quick.
Yeah.
Because I use a PNG tuber calls now, and I'm having to set it up.
I just do VTuber full on. It's pretty easy actually.
Yeah, mine is PNG tuber. It's like it looks like a Gacha Life one.
It's just like a still image basically. I know how those work.
Not really.
Oh really? Well, I mean like still image with animation kind of on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it
like
has
the mouse
a blinking
moves.
animation. No, it has a blinking animation on it. But it's kind of slow though, because I couldn't figure out how to put it up. I do have a VTuber model on this PNG tuber thing I have. I can put it on. Hold on. Are you watching my screen right now, or look at my camera?
Oh no, I'm still streaming. Let me
Oh, okay.
Ah, yeah, I see.
Hold on, I'm gonna put it on. It's kind of bad. It kind of looks ugly though, so.
Could be
It's this
worse.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be worse. Okay, I'm gonna put back on my PNG tuber. Okay, there we go. Now it's back.
Yeah, I've indoctrinate Hecate. Hecate is very unsure right now, huh?
Although the blinking animation's kind of slow for some reason. I tried adjusting the speed of it and I couldn't find a setting that addresses the blink speed.
Why is Hecate starving? I just indoctrinated you. Why are you starving? The hell? Fine, I'll get you some food. Eat some food, mister. Please. Can I eat? Let's see. Can I eat? I can eat. Why is everyone old? We're on day 100! I survived 100 days in Cult of the Lamb!
Nice.
Guess I'll do that. It's not really any purpose to this.
Okay.
I guess now I can assassinate a follower if I want. There's no reason I'm going to, but I could if I want.
Okay, I'm gonna try to see that adjusted the speed. Probably did. Let's just see if it did.
Hours old, sacrifice you.
Yeah, I did not. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if there's a setting I can fix it with. Hold on. Oh.
I have enough bones for another thing. I don't have enough. Dang it. Oh shit! Shit. Oh no! Oh no! I'm eating that. No, you are not. Oh, that worried me. Twitch chat made a deadly dish spawn somewhere in the world, and any follower who eats it is likely to die. There's like a 75% chance.
Oh.
Yeah, 75% chance of the follower dying instantly. So I had to go and clean it up before that happened. I was like, oh shit.
Crazy.
I was crazy once. Kind of walked into that one. Hey, what do you want? Lamb. Anura hides what I lost. Yours for now. Okay. Oh, that's why he can't speak. Hecat's throat. That's why he can't speak. Well. So wondering why there was like silence. I'm debating just keeping him mute for the rest of the playthrough now.
Real. Okay.
Suffer. Jack's gonna go search for some bones, and we're gonna have someone else search some bones.
What the heck?
Eos. Bones. Okay, I'm in the stream. Have a nice day at Twitch chats. See ya next time.